Hello everyone, I'm Paula Gilbert, the editor of Connecting Africa, and we're here at NOVACOM Summit in Franschhoek in South Africa. And I'm joined by Nepias Njaravaza, who is the CEO of Econet Wireless Burundi. It's so great to have you here with me.
Nice to meet with you, Paula.
So it's so great to be able to speak to you in person and get kind of an idea of the market in Burundi. So maybe share a bit. As far as I know, you guys are the biggest operator in the country out of 4, right?
Yeah.
How's it going? How difficult is it to keep that competitive advantage?
Yeah, thank you very much, Paula, for that question. And when you look at Econet Wireless Burundi, we are the leading telecommunications operator in the country, and with more than 23 years of existence.
Yeah.
And we were the first operator also to launch data in the country.
Okay.
And also we were the first operator in the country to launch mobile financial services back in 2010. So what we are really aiming for is a digital connected future that leaves no Burundian behind. And we continue to invest in the data infrastructure, because when you look at Burundi as a country, you find that mobile penetration is currently sitting at about 67%. And when you look at internet penetration, sitting at about 25%. So there's a huge potential for data. And if you look at it as of now, you find that we've just completed our data network expansion project, where we added about 18 LTE sites in Bujumbura, and also in other major provinces like Ngozi, Gitega, and Rumonge. And we also did upgrade our capacity on the 3G network, because we want to make sure that we drive a digital future that does not leave any Burundian behind, and that's our vision.
Yeah, that's interesting to hear. Obviously, there's a big push for 4G, right? My stats kind of show that 3G is more than 50% of the customers are still on 3G, and 2G is also still pretty big, and 4G is quite small.
Yeah.
So yeah, what is the strategy for the rollout to kind of push the penetration of 4G, and then maybe what are the plans as 5G comes into the picture?
Yeah, if you look at it as of now, I can't say Burundi is ready for 5G.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have got a good 4G, 3G network, you can still be able to drive internet penetration. And that's where our focus is as of now, because if you look at 3G, is pretty much across the entire country, but 4G currently is centered on cities and towns. And what we are now trying to do is actually to move out of towns and also to cover the rest of the country at the end of the day. And we believe that with the network quality that is good in terms of 4G and 3G, we have to be able to drive penetration. But when you look at it again, internet penetration is not only about rolling out the network.
Yeah.
There are also other issues that you have to consider. If you look at the issue of literacy, it's one major pillar in terms of driving internet penetration in any country. And also when you look at even the affordability of the gadgets, the devices, it's another key pillar also that we have to consider. So those are the 3. Number 1, be able to roll out the network. Number 2, literacy. And then number 3, the prices. So if you look at it as of now, we find that the other part that is within our control of rolling out the network that we are doing pretty much. And now we are also now hindered by the literacy levels in the country. The more you move out of towns into the rural areas, then the more you meet the illiterate base of the customers. And there, again, is actually a major challenge. So we have to also educate them on how to actually consume data and how even to use these smartphones, gadgets at the end of the day. And also now when you look at the prices, you find that importing gadgets into the country, the basic or the minimum gadget at the end of the day is costing about, say, $30, $40. But then when you look at it now, the majority cannot even afford. So we are actually trying to partner with even some devices, sellers or vendors that can actually give us these smartphone gadgets on a consumption stock basis, and then we can also try to push them, get into partnership with customers that allow them to get a gadget and then pay over a 12-month period, 24-month period, so that at least we lessen the burden on their part. And all these are the efforts that we are doing to try and drive internet penetration in the country. And I can say, if you look at it, about 5 years ago, we were sitting at about 5%. Now we are sitting at about 25%. And with the effort that we are making in the country, we hope that in the next 5 years, we'll be able to reach 50%.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's great to see that things are ticking
Yeah.
up well there. Let's talk a bit more about fintech, mobile financial services. I know it's a big focus area for you guys. Obviously, mobile money works really well. People are using it. But what's kind of the next frontier? What are we moving into now beyond just payments, peer-to-peer payments?
Yeah, if you look at it, Paula, I find that in our case, we've got quite a number of use cases. Over and above the additional P2P cash out, we also do have got what we call bulk payments or payroll services. And in that space, we are dealing mainly with the humanitarian partners community. And in that regard, I think we're the first MFS business in Burundi to partner with the government to disburse financial aid through mobile money to economically disadvantaged Burundians through a project that we called Merangawante. And that was in conjunction with the World Bank. And that was a success. And I think since we did that one in 2017, 2018, now you find that it was the first case study in Africa to be done by World Bank. And now they are taking this to the rest of Africa at the end of the day. So that's number one. And then also in terms of other additional use cases, we also do have what remittances. You can send money to Burundi from any parts of the world. And here we have targeted many Burundians that are in the diaspora. They're able to send money via Econet, which is our mobile financial service product. And we have seen quite a lot of traction in that area. And it's also assisting in terms of pushing forex inflows into the country. So that's one major area that we're looking at. And right now, we are now starting to focus on outbound. Initially it was inbound, now it's also outbound at the end of the day. And something interesting that I've discovered when I went to Burundi back 2010 when we launched mobile money services, you find that people were still using the traditional mode of sending money to their relatives up country. An executive like me would go to a bus stop with the money in an envelope and put it in an envelope, give the bus conductor, and then they send it up country.
Yeah, I think it's the same in so many African countries.
So it was, education was very important. And now we are happy that everyone is talking about mobile money, and now we also have introduced banking services. One can move money from the bank to the wallet of the bank, and then are able to transact from the comfort of your home. And this is what we are doing. And I think if you look at it, you find that we have managed to drive financial inclusion. And now we're also seeing the central bank and other key stakeholders coming on board to support us. And the drive is there. And I think very soon, almost everyone will be banked.
Yeah. What about the startup ecosystem? We know that fintech startups are doing well. When you guys look at some of your neighbors, maybe Kenya, Rwanda, the startup ecosystems there, how does Burundi compare? What kind of startups are we seeing coming out?
Yeah, if you look at it, if I may possibly make reference to this fintech space, and even generally look even the telecom services, we look at penetration, mobile data, and even also the financial inclusion level in the country. Yeah, in as much as we are making all these efforts, I must admit and say, when you look at the other East African partner states, the likes of Kenya, like I've said, Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda, we are still lagging a little bit behind. And which is why I'm saying for us, there's a huge opportunity, but that opportunity for it to be exploited, it requires all stakeholders to do their part at the end of the day. And I think that's what we are seeing from the government, from us as operators, from us as business people. We are seeing that there are concerted efforts to make sure that we drive mobile penetration, we drive internet penetration, we drive financial inclusion, so that at least there's no any Burundian that is left behind when you compare with us with other East African countries.
Yeah. So what would you say is the growth strategy, for the telco over maybe the short term to the medium term?
Yeah, in the short to medium term, the focus is on data.
Okay.
Yeah, we are heavily investing in data, and also we are heavily investing in mobile financial services platforms that are agile, because that's what we are seeing as the future. The future is we want to make sure that everything one can do must be sent out of the SIM card. So that's our drive. So it's a focus on data and also the fintech business. That's where we are. And again, this is primarily based on our desire for innovation, because like you look at us as Econet, we believe in being the first. Everything that we do in the country, everything that is called new in the country must come from Econet, and that's our focus. We don't sit, we don't sleep, we want to continue innovating and then discover new grounds and new areas. Thank you so
thanks
much.
very much to Nepias Njaravaza, who's the CEO of Econet Wireless Burundi.
Thank you, Paula. Nice to meet with you.